Hi everyone, welcome to the third video in this series from Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And if you've joined me for the first two, you'll know that this is a brand new copy of the book, and though I've done a lot of videos from this book, I haven't done all of the houses on this page. I have done some of them on video before, but I decided to just do the whole page all over again. Now this column that I'm doing now, I'm going to be doing with Faber Castell Polychromos. Now this house, I had a look at it and I wanted to do it blue. Now houses aren't often blue, I realise that, but it was just what I wanted to do. I was just looking at my blues to try and find the colour that I want. I don't really have it, but I'm going to just use the ultramarine, the light ultramarine. Sorry, this is the light one. No, it's not. It's the ultramarine. I think that's the colour I want. So yes, the ultramarine. And I'm just going to put a light layer on to some of the parts that I think would be this colour, and then we'll go from there. Now the reason I like a blue house is because there is a blue house near to where my parents live that I really like. Now it isn't always blue because, excuse me, obviously houses get painted different colours over the years, but at the moment it's blue. It's been blue for quite some time, and I've had my eye on it as a really lovely house that, you know, I don't want to move. I don't want to buy this house really, but it's just so pretty. I'll tell you about it. It is a Georgian house, Regency style house. It has very high ceilings with ceiling roses and chandeliers and sort of intricate coving on the ceilings, and it has sort of water ceiling sash windows on the front of the house, a little intricate metallic sort of porch over the front door. The front of it just has a little yard really. So it does. There are a few steps up to the front door and a little path and a gate, but the sort of front garden, as it were, is just a little yard because you've got the sort of basement as well. So there's a little sort of gap. It doesn't go all the way up to the house because there's a gap so the basement window can get a bit of light in. If you're English, you probably can imagine what sort of house I'm describing, or if you're from the UK, but I don't know whether these sorts of houses appear in other countries. But yeah, I always look at this house, and it's actually on a corner, so the front of it is actually on quite a busy road, which isn't ideal. As are the although the ceiling roses and the intricate coving looks really pretty, it's not ideal either because imagine the dusting basically. But anyway, it's a bit of fun thinking about the house. And I'm just grabbing another pencil to do some darker bits. This is the cobalt blue greenish. Oops, sorry, you can't see the whole of the name. And I'm going to do a few shadows, and then I'm going to come back to the other colour and just tidy it up. So I just want to do one under the roof line here. Yeah, so I just sort of look at it when it comes up for sale, which it has done a few times lately. I go and have a little look at it and see how much is way out of my price range. I can't really afford houses in the town where my parents live. That's why I don't live there, partly. Yeah, it's an expensive place to live, but you know, it's fun just having a look at it and thinking. You know, also I think for that sort of period house, I mean, my house is a 1980s house, so it doesn't really have period. Wow, it's got a fireplace and stuff, but it's not really, you know, it's not got period features as you would describe them. And so I'm just going to sharpen up my ultramarine and go back to it. So you don't have to worry about what you do to it. Whereas with a house like that, you couldn't just put it anyhow. You'd have to be really careful with what furniture you had. It would have to look right, you know. And I sometimes think a mix of modern and old looks a little bit odd. So I would even constrain myself. What I'm doing here is I'm just trying to fade that in a little bit to the rest, so it you know, and just tidy up what I've done already really and darken it just a bit, because I wasn't sure if it would be too dark, and I'm happy with it being a little bit darker. Yeah, so you know, it wouldn't be a practical house at all, but yeah, it's fun thinking, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't know, maybe other people don't, but my sister's been sending me pictures of houses too, because she's thinking about moving. It's not, she hasn't put a house on the market or anything, but she's thinking about it. And she sent me one earlier, which was a shop with a house under it. And she said, oh, I'd love to live above a shop. And I was like, really? Your work would just be there on your doorstep, literally, all the time. And she's like, well, yes, but when the shop's shut, you wouldn't be thinking. I'm like, yeah, but when the shop's shut, you'd be doing your accounts and you'd be doing your stock ordering and stock takes and all that sort of thing. You'd never be away from it. But of course, the same goes for anybody who works from home, really. But it has its advantages and disadvantages. I'm going to go a little bit darker all the way around this bit here. I think it's jutting out from our house, so it might be create a bit of a shadow around it. Excuse me. Anyway, it was a very tatty. She said she wasn't serious, she was just dreaming, like me. Because she said it was in a street with some houses and some shops, and all the other shops were boarded up. It was obviously not, you know, going to necessarily make much money and that sort of thing. So, but she's run a shop a few times. She really likes it, shopkeeping, you know. I remember playing shop with her when we were small. I've gone back to my cobalt blue greenish, and I'm going to go back along here. This is the place where I really want there to be a lot of shadow. I might actually go in there with a different colour. But I'm going to use this for this little building. I think in our other ones we haven't done it like this, but I'm thinking maybe it'll be a slightly different colour. Just for interest, not for any other reason. There we go. And I'm going to grab a Paynes grey, if I can find it, there we go, to do a bit of shadowing. I think it gives a more defined shadow than just using a blue, and really get in here right up to that line. Really make, we need a bit on there as well, really make it look like the house is, this bit is separate. Can go around these as well, and around the tops, and would normally do the roof first, but I might need to put another layer of this on after, but I'm just sort of marking it out really. There's a bit down here too, because this little building is a separate bit, and under the roof line. This roof line, and under this one. Now, there we go, maybe a bit under there. Now the chimney, I think I'll do the chimney, just thinking, I was thinking of doing it this colour, and then I wondered whether to do it that colour. Then I wonder whether to do that colour the same as that colour, but I think that needs to be lighter because it's a bit further forward. So I think I'm going to grab this one. This is our sky blue. It's our sort of lightest blue really. And I'm going to use that for these windows to start with. And then for some other bits and pieces, but I do just enjoy a sun's out. I think we're okay. We're not very central, are we? There we go. Yeah, the sun's out. I don't think we're getting too much of a shadow from this angle. It's not supposed to be sunny today at all, and yet the sun is out. Just can't trust the weather, can you? Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm just checking on the screen. And I'm going to do this chimney here as well. Now, thinking about the chimney pot, it's going to be rounded. It's going to be a little bit darker on those edges. I'm just going to try and pop in a few more layers to darken it slightly. And I'm actually thinking I'd quite like my windowsills to be this colour too. Just that little bit lighter because they'd be sticking out. Let's do this one. And this one. Now I'm not sure what these are. I think I'm going to treat them as windows. I don't know why, they wouldn't really be, but that's what I'm going to do. But this bit isn't, of course. Maybe we'll use some blues for that. Let's grab the cobalt blue greenish because you can really see the shadow, can't you? And do every other stripe. So I'll show you. So this stripe here, and then this one here, that one, that one, that one. I'm sort of randomizing it a little bit. I hope it's going to work. And then the top of our chimney here, like that. And then the other stripe, I think I'm going to use the no, I think I'm going to use the sky blue and see if it works. It may look a little odd. I shall try it and see what happens. The same combo as the chimney. Because it's light, I can go over it if it looks a bit strange, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to work. There we go. Now, the door. Now, I was thinking the door would be like just wood, but we've got a blue house. Would you just put a plain wooden door on a blue house? I'm not sure I would. I've also just noticed something actually. See, this top layer of house actually sticks out above this layer. Can you see that? And let me point to it with a pencil. See, here's the edge here, but it comes into that bit. So there would be quite a shadow, I think, under this line here. Because there's actually a part of a house. Sorry, this is my Paynes grey. I'm going to pop a shadow all the way across there. And I think it would be quite deep. And that's why we've got those shadow marks down there and there. There's got a whole sort of bit of house sticking out. I'm going to take that shadow down a bit. That would actually make it quite dark in that window, wouldn't it? There we go. I think that looks like it's standing out a bit. Yeah, that's okay. Now, roof. We've done lots of grey roofs, and again, I think it goes really well with blue to have grey. Gosh, that sounds bright. Now we've done a brownish. Let's go for quite a dark grey roof, I think. Let's use our cold grey 6. It's quite dark. I'm always a bit stuck on this, but I'm just going to put a light layer. See what happens. I'm going to leave that for a minute. And I'm going to use the same light layer on the very top here. If you can't do light, use a lighter colour pencil. There we go. Now, I'm going to just colour this in lightly, but we're going to go over it with another few layers. I'm thinking this bit at the bottom is closer to us. Would it be slightly lighter? Yeah. So I'm going to make it darker up here. And then gently lighten it as we go down so we've got less layers. So that the bottom part is completely as it was with no extra colour. Just try and make it as even as you can. Now we've got this little roof. Let's just put a light layer, do it the same as we did this one, I think. Just a light layer, doesn't really need much. Yeah, now we've got windows and door. I'm thinking I'm going to do that door in this cobalt blue greenish to match this. I think that's going to work. The sun's gone in. It's very irritating. I might have to shut the blind. in a bit, maybe for the next video I make. So that's just a layer. Now I'm thinking anything here would be a bit darker, because this is sort of in front, it's nailed on top of that. That's probably a bit too defined. Like that. I'm not sure about that door handle, what to do. Let's just colour that, a little bit of that. There we go. And I think I'm just going to do my door handle in the cold grey 6. There we go. Now windows, I thought in our previous houses we've either had all the lights on or all the lights off, and I thought that's quite unrealistic, isn't it? So let's do a mix. Let's have some on and some off, and look a little bit more realistic. I'm still trying to decide what to do with those two. I think I'm going to colour them in as if they're not windows, because I just don't think they are. So this is my sky blue, and I'm going to just colour over these as if they're just a bit of patterning. Because if this is the top of the floor here, and this is the top there where that window is, this wouldn't be, it would sort of be in the floor. So that's what I was thinking anyway. So I'm going to do a couple of windows with some yellow. I'm going to use this one, it's 106, I need to just look it up. I can't find my book. Where's my booklet gone? There it is, oops. 106, light chrome yellow. Okay, and I'm thinking maybe this one by the door would be nice and welcoming to be on, like that. And then maybe someone's working in the shed there. And I was thinking to do an upstairs one. If I did the middle one, it looks a bit too placed. I'm going to do that one. Okay, and now these in a grey. Oops, use the cold grey 2. And I'm going to do a different technique. This is a Johanna Basford technique for colouring windows. So colour in some of it, leaving a bit of white. So the white I'm going to leave top and left, but you can leave it however you wish. So it looks like the light is just catching some of the glass. I've spent the morning looking at train tickets for my boys to get to uni, but I think we've worked it out now, so that's good. Okay, now the windows, on our first one we did some shine on the windows with white pen. I'm wondering whether we need that as well or not. No, I think I'm happy. I'm going to leave it like that. I feel like we could come in a bit more. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave my house like that. So there is our third house. So I hope that was okay. It was a little bit quicker. I think I'm beginning to sort of work out what to do really. But the next one looks interesting. And I've got no idea what colour I'm doing, so I shall have a little think. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day and happy colouring.